There's something about that feel too that's really special with bamboo, that once you get in amongst it, there's a harmony, there's a peacefulness, all of the different looks of the cacti itself, but then they start to flower are just absolutely exquisite. This is a New Zealand native, this is manuka. People know about manuka honey. More papaya. This is my hyperbolic paraboloid. It's photosynthetic, so it needs the sunlight. It's active, it's living.
This is a fun citrus that you don't see in the States that often.
I came here in 2002 from Auckland, New Zealand. Spent probably 16 years living in Chiang Mai. About 9 years ago, my wife just said to me one day, I think we should see about buying some land. It's like, oh, how do we do that?
Wow.
And designed the house, got a contractor, and about a year later we moved in. I don't want to move anywhere else.
Wow.
Ever again.
Wow.
Just love it. It's just, yeah, it's our little bit of paradise.
Hey Kevin.
Hey.
Man, so thank you so much for having us out.
You're more than
to
welcome.
your beautiful property. I can't believe this location.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
It's our pleasure. We love to share it.
Yes.
This is why we like having a guest house here and for customers to come and just enjoy the environment, enjoy the peace.
Yeah, we certainly have, and just waking up with the birds. So you've got a wonderful garden, tropical fruits, vegetables, and we're gonna start actually right here in the bamboo grove.
Yeah.
Which is part of how we met. Our mutual friend, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
Which you might have seen in one of my videos. But today we're gonna learn about clumping bamboo, which is maybe a more approachable plant for a lot of people, because it's not going to go crazy and take over your yard and maybe your neighbor's yard.
The people that own the land here, they don't live here. They came to visit one day, and the first thing the lady said when she got out was, oh, I love your bamboo. And I thought, oh, that's great, because it's right down your boundary. But I did explain to her, it's a clumping bamboo, so it stays put. It's only spreading just a little bit each time, once a year, when it sends up new shoots, and those new shoots stay super close to the old shoots.
So it just stays in this little mass right here.
Yeah, that's right. So the new shoots that come up, these ones are from this year. They've still got the sheaths on them on this white powder. So it's just come up, just right close. These ones are from previous years that I've just thinned out. I'll cut them, I'll use them. And I just don't want them encroaching too much on the driveway, so I cut it out. That's how close they come together. So it's not like the running types of bamboo that are typically more in a temperate and a cooler climate.
I see.
And the other ones that you need to put barriers down for and really struggle to manage. But these just grows where I want it to. Yeah.
And I thought it was neat because you're able to really create a big line where you can get a lot of privacy.
Yeah.
If you plant them close enough, because I thought maybe it'd be kind of difficult to have that look and feel of a bamboo grove with the clumping, but you put it together and I feel like I'm in a bamboo grove.
Yeah, it's nice. And there's something about that feel too that's really special with bamboo, that once you get in amongst it, there's a harmony, there's a peacefulness there.
There really is.
Something really special with it. So I've actually got a little a piece of log down here that I've just nestled in here. And just come and sit down sometimes and just enjoy it, just sit here and just,
And the ambience.
And just doing it now, it's like, oh, wow. So it's just, there's something really special about it.
Experiences like this are how gardening became my favorite hobby, and that's why today's video is sponsored by Craftsy. Craftsy is an online learning platform for DIYers like us, where you can find endless inspiration, advance your skills, or even find that new favorite hobby. They have more than 2,000 step-by-step classes and skills like gardening, painting, drawing, knitting, sewing, cooking, baking, and cake decorating, just to name a few. These are in-depth classes broken down into easy-to-understand lessons that you can take on your own schedule. Whether you've never picked up a pair of knitting needles or you're already a passionate baker, there's a class for every level. I've been exploring Craftsy the last couple weeks, and it's amazing how many high-quality classes that they have, especially for the great deal that they're giving us. I recently took a bonsai design class on Craftsy because that's something that I've been wanting to learn to do for a really long time. And the teacher was great and really easy to understand. So I'm really excited to try out my hand at bonsai for the first time this year. Right now, the first 1,000 people to sign up in the link in the description below will get an entire year of Craftsy Premium membership for only $1.49 for an entire year. So that's an insane price Thank you, Craftsy, for this great deal. It's normally $123 for a whole year. It's only for new members, so if you've been thinking about trying something new, whether that's picking up a paintbrush, learning to sew, or baking your first cake from scratch, go to the link in the description or the first pinned comment and grab your special deal today. And now let's get back to learning more in Kevin's garden.
It all grows together. When this dies, it'll all die at the same time. It'll flower and then die off, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, and it'll last 60 years, 80 years, 100 plus more years. I don't know how long this variety goes for, but when one variety seeds, it dies. A friend of mine came and harvested some of this and took it, planted it in Chiang Mai. It's growing really well. Apparently when this dies, his will die at the same time.
Yeah.
It'll seed and die at the same time.
It's like they're connected all over the world.
Yeah. And that connectivity is, you can feel it if you're sensitive to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really special. It's really
It
cool.
really is.
Yeah. Drops a lot of leaves, but we make good use of it. I'd piled a lot of the leaves up here, and I use them for, really use them for, so I'll come down. We've also been using rice straw as mulch, but the rice straw's got a lot of seed in it, and rice just grows like a weed. It's crazy. So the bamboo's actually better because it doesn't seed. It doesn't sort of, so the rice I make and put in the hot compost, kill off the seed, but the bamboo leaves, it makes a good mulch.
Wow, there's so many uses for the gardener. I just think it, if you're able to have it in your yard, the clumping is such a good option because
it's fantastic.
So many things you can do with it.
I joined a local Facebook page, sort of Chiang Mai gardening or something a while ago, and had a few questions to answer when you want to join. It's like, what's your favourite plant in your garden? It's like, oh, good question. Oh, it's the bamboo for sure. I just love it.
What are some of the differences growing in a tropical climate like this? I know I'm not familiar at all with this. I'm used to temperate climates. And when we get a winter and what's it like here? You mentioned there's a dry season.
Yeah, we're now coming into our cool dry season. So this is sort of November, December. The rains have eased off and the temperatures are dropping. So the coolest it gets here, typically, I don't know in Fahrenheit, but it's sort of 12 or 13 Celsius. And then it'll go through into sort of March, April, and this April, I think virtually every day we were over 40 degrees Celsius in April, which is too stinking hot, and then the rains will come, and it depends, every year it's a bit different. And this year, past rainy season, sort of May through to November, we had more rain than we've ever seen here. Yeah, Chiang Mai's been flooding. We didn't get any flooding here, but a lot of water, a lot of rain to deal with. So, and for things like our succulents, our cacti, and our adenium, our desert roses, and it's harsh for them because they just they don't like it too much, But yeah, we sort of cope with it. I was saying to you yesterday, we did have a couple of hoop houses over the cacti down here, but they got destroyed in a big storm. This is my wife's thing, really.
Oh, this is what your wife does?
Yeah, okay. This is her little, she really got into it. But during the rainy season, it's really difficult to manage them because a lot of them are on, she's grafted them. So they're still on the graft stock. And these ones are like over ready, but she'll cut them off and then pop them into,
And then what does she sells them at markets?
Yeah. We had it set up here that we had, I'd built her like a pollinating room. Because when they're flowering and you get down here in the morning, you get the bees are just humming. They love them because they put out massive flowers with so much pollen. The bees, you'll get 5 or 6 or more bees in one flower. But so but she would put them in this special room to keep the bees out so she could collect the pollen and cross-pollinate and develop her own flowers. So she's really into it.
She's doing it really technically.
Yeah, really amazing. She'd never done it before, but she just gets online, figures out how to do it, gets the right equipment, and
good for her.
Yeah, really amazing.
Very neat.
It is, and the flowers and the variety of all of the different looks of the cacti itself, but then the flowers too, when they start to flower, are just absolutely exquisite.
So I mean, it seems like in Thailand you can grow just about anything other than things that need cold, like stone fruit or apples.
Yeah. Well, if you're up in the mountains, you can grow those. I was up years ago. I was up in the north and up in the mountain in Phang somewhere, and there was some stone fruit trees.
Wow.
and I was with some people, and they only knew the Thai name for it, and I couldn't figure it out. And yeah, it was before I had an app on my phone. So later when I got to the dictionary, it was like, oh, it's apricots.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they can grow apricots here.
The mountain behind us, it's Doi
Intanon.
Intanon.
Intanon, yeah.
And it's the highest mountain in all of Thailand.
In Thailand, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the highest peak. So
really,
we're about 300 metres above sea level. The summit is about 2,300 metres higher than we are here. It's about 2,600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Which is, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, but you can drive up there, and that's how you guys went up there yesterday and
that's
had a
beautiful.
look. But it's beautiful, but the biggest difference there is the temperatures. So they can get, it gets cold. It gets to freezing up there in the winter time. Wow. Yeah. So up on the mountains, or not so much here, there are some market gardens and orchards, but it's mainly national park. But there's royal projects. I need to do some video on those because it's fascinating, the history and the background there. Quite often the royal project gardens are at altitude because that's where the hill tribe peoples live, and then they teach them how to grow other fruits and vegetables and stuff like that to make use of stuff that they'd normally never be able to find out about it, especially back when they started in the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
Wow. And this royal project is something you were telling me, it's started by the king.
Yeah, started by the late king and his daughter, and they were very active in participating in it. I've seen a whole display of photographs from a 20-year period that the king and his daughter would come to visit the same family each year because they were so actively participating in the project. Wow. And there's photos of the king with all his notes and usually a camera around his neck as well. He was an avid photographer, but they connected with the people and showed this is how you do it. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then other situations, I've seen one Hmong lady that we knew, and there was a photo on the outside of her house, and I was checking it out one day. It was the king and some of his assistants, and there was this Hmong guy, and she said, oh, that's my dad, standing talking to the king of Thailand and showing him his opium garden. All these opium poppies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and this was, from my understanding, this was the initiation for the royal projects. So during the late 70s and 80s, they wanted to transition these people out of growing opium poppies and into growing cabbages and coffee and different things like that. So that's why they set these projects up, so they're dotted around Thailand. Yeah. This land was, when we bought it, it was a longan orchard. I probably can't pick it up on your camera, but there are longans over there.
Okay.
And they're all around north of Thailand, all around Chiang Mai. But prior to that, it was rice fields. Wow. So when we bought it, there was a pond here. And we kept that for a few years and then filled it in. As we walk around, you can sort of see the different levels of the land, and they were the terraces. And all of these, our neighbours' land here, this land on the slope and across the other side, it was all dug by hand. All the terraces were done by hand. All the canal network was all dug by hand when the local villagers came here during the Second World War. Wow. Yeah, they've told us that their parents came because they wanted to get away from the Japanese who were starting to come up. There's a huge flat area down the valley here, and they would set up these bamboo tripods so the Japanese couldn't land their planes on the field because they didn't want them coming here.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
They used to use the bamboo as a defensive thing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
But at that time, I think there was already some rice here and that, but they were living pretty much on the edge of the forest, or maybe even in the forest at that stage to stay hidden, and then just continued to develop the land. But there was no electricity, there was no running water, there was no roads.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're just, these are the older people living in the village are telling us stories like that. I said to you before, they were telling us that they would see tigers and bears here sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, I don't see those anymore, but plenty of snakes, but no tigers.
It's kind of fortunate.
Cool.
Maybe out here in your garden there was a
like,
tiger stalking you. It wouldn't be too fun.
But so we've planted mainly papaya, but then we've got some mangoes in here as well because we just can't get enough mango.
Oh yeah.
And but the papaya don't last forever, so they're really, really soft.
How long of a life do they have?
It's maybe 3 or 4 years of fruiting, I think. I had a massive one up by the kitchen, that was producing like really amazing fruit. Came out one day in the rainy season and it had fallen over.
Oh.
I had this wheelbarrow full of fruit from it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and it
God.
just gotten top heavy and the ground was too wet and it fell over. They're not very deep rooted. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they
So this is something that you've planted.
yeah.
You know, you'll probably get some fruit out of it,
Planted
and then
from
in the
seed.
future, if you wanted to cut it down and put something else here, it's like an easy thing.
That's right. Yeah.
And
So there's no deep rooting system or anything like that. This is an experiment with more bamboo. The idea came from watching this one YouTube video where the guy was talking about the feeling of being in amongst the bamboo. And so I thought, oh, let's make a meditation room. So it's something I've kind of got dotted around the garden. There's a lot of New Zealand Maori art uses the koru, it's called in Maori, which is basically a spiral. It's like a fern frond that's about to open. It signifies new life and just health and all kinds of cool stuff. And it's been, I don't have any Maori blood in me, but I grew up in the country and I've been drawing them since I was a kid at school because they're just fun to draw. And now I'm incorporating them into my garden and other artwork and stuff. So you sort of walk into the spiral and eventually once it's all grown, there'll be like a cavity in here that you can just sit and relax and meditate in. With the bamboo surrounding you, you won't be able to see outside, and if somebody's outside, they won't be able to see inside. So it'll be, like a little room in the garden. Some of it's growing really well, other pieces are not so much, but I've started more recently just really feeding it, really looking after it a bit better. Because I sort of had this idea that, the bamboo, just plant it and forget it, and it just grows, which that happened, but this is... hasn't had, but the soil here, it's dirt, it's not soil. This part here, maybe 2 metres underground before we filled the pond in, and the dirt was taken from here to fill the pond in. But we're putting lots of straw down on it, and compost and biochar, and
I see some right here.
Some intima biochar for sure. And then we use the photosynthetic bacteria to inoculate it with.
That's interesting.
So
We're going to check out that later.
Yeah.
The special fertilizer and inoculant that they're making.
Yeah. More mangoes, and then...
Is this moringa?
Yes. I've got 3 moringa. One of them's not doing very well, but the other 2, I've just taken the tops off of them for the first time, and they went, and looked
like
sad. But only for about a week, and giving them plenty of water and that, and they just come back. There's so many nutritional values to it from, and it's used in, India and Africa and a lot of hot, dry climates, and it can be a real life-changing plant for people who have traditionally low nutrition diets because there's so much in the leaves and there's different ways of eating it. Come in, rub your fingers on there and tell me if you know what that is. Or pick a leaf off. You might need to pick it too.
Anise? Or like a licorice?
It's Asian licorice.
Asian licorice, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, that smells really good.
Tastes delicious. The caterpillars love it. I love it too. It's
it's like a little trap crop.
There's not much that I get from overseas anymore, but when I get visitors from New Zealand, I always ask them to bring licorice.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's fun. You have a lot of different Thai kind of herbs and things like this? And...
Krapau dang, this is red basil.
Basil.
Forgetting the English word.
Krapau dang, that's what their name is.
So it's the red leaf one,
wow,
so
that's pretty.
Really good bite to it, and it's and when you cook with it, it adds heat. It's different than chili.
Oh.
So that grapau pizza we had last night, that was a very mild one. Chili's spicy and the grapau is hot.
Wow.
So there's a blend, and when you get the blend right, it's just like, wow. And the fusion of flavours and a good cold beer, it's magic. Yeah. But there's a lot of Thai cooking, it's that balance of flavours and getting that, just the right mix of spices and herb together. But this is, never have too much of it. It's dotted all around the garden.
Wow.
So,
I love it.
And then we've got some more that we're just experimenting with. I think it's actually a Central American native called chaya. And I did mention that this is it here. So I've just taken these cuttings and just literally just popped them in the ground. Some of them haven't taken. But we put so many in that eventually it'll grow up and won't have to worry about the weeds anymore, because I hate having to work this bank. And then we've also got this vetiver grass, which is known as the king's grass, because the late king used to promote it a lot. So I've just planted it here, and then got pieces along here. And again, just trying to keep the weeds down for it to take off. And then this is, in the rainy season, this is flowing with water all the time. It's dry now. But the vetiver grass has really, really deep roots. So it absorbs, when there's a lot of water, it'll help keep the water from sort of making this area too wet. And also, again, like the moringa, it just draws up the nutrient from the soil and is super good. So, but yeah, more mangoes. We've got some blackberry that we're just experimenting with down here.
Yeah, because berries, do people grow berries here very often?
We got some mulberries and different things. Strawberries are really, really popular, but they just put so much chemical on them, I never eat them. But yeah, blackberries is a whole other ball game.
I like your little trellis you built with bamboo.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Some of the bamboo from over there, and then the cement posts, the fence posts to keep it off the ground. I like to make use of the bamboo, so I treat the bamboo, either heat treat it or with borax and boric acid we soak it. Oh. Yeah.
And that keeps the insects out, or what?
So when harvesting the bamboo, I cut it at the end of the dry season, because then all of the nutrient has been sucked up from the rhizome and is depleted. So that's all the sugars, and that's what the bugs like. So if we then cut it and then soak it in the borax and boric acid, then it just makes it taste bad. So it's a natural solution to just make the bamboo last a bit longer. The one across the back, it's got holes drilled in it, so I'll drill holes, one at the top and one at the bottom of the node, so that they can fill with the solution and soak outside and inside.
Interesting.
But then these split pieces, I think, are just are more disposable, but the heavier pieces will last a bit longer. The wonders of YouTube and what you can learn.
That's right.
Because gardening here, my parents were gardeners. We always had a backyard garden in New Zealand growing up. And then when I left home, I always had a garden. And then coming here, it was just like, everything's different. The plants are different, the weather's different, the soil's different. It's like, what do I do? And I actually didn't garden for a long, long time. And then when we moved here, it's like, yes, let's do it. Yeah, come out to the vegetable garden, some more bananas. And these are like different varieties of banana too. They're not all the same.
The bananas here are delicious too.
They're
more tropical, tangy, more moist, smaller.
But that's one of my teepees. Again, this was another conversation I had with Daryl actually about teepees.
Fun.
And he gave me some pointers actually. He commented on the video after the first one I made. But these are my Uncle Leo tomatoes, and these are getting some fruit. They're starting to get some...
Uncle Leo, I've never heard of that.
Uncle Leo, well, this is seed that my great Uncle Leo bought back in his pocket after he served in the New Zealand Army during the Second World War in Monte Cassino in Italy.
Wow.
And there was so many New Zealand and Australian soldiers after the end of the war that they couldn't all get back at the same time. They had to wait for the boats. And so he worked on a tomato farm in Italy.
Oh my gosh.
While being billeted with a family there. And so our family's been growing these tomatoes ever since the end of the Second World War when he came back home. So
that is amazing.
I've come from the South Island of New Zealand to the North Island and now to northern Thailand.
Oh my gosh, how fun is that?
And they're like a beefsteak tomato, but with flavour and just texture you need to taste to believe it. It's so good.
Fun.
Kind of challenging, but it's really interesting. Having grown them now probably for 6 years here, they're adapting. I'm getting bigger and more pretty looking fruit. That's there, and a couple of passion fruit. I haven't had much luck growing passion fruit until these ones, and these are looking really nice.
Yeah, this looks really healthy.
Yeah, so, and passion fruit is just food from heaven.
That's one of my favorites too.
I really love it.
Yeah, I love it.
And with passion fruit and papaya and banana together,
Ooh,
squeeze a bit of lime on it.
That's a good dessert right there.
Yeah, really, or good breakfast.
Or breakfast.
It's a good way to start the day. And this is the Buddha belly bamboo that we got recently.
Oh, look at that. That is
it's really cool,
that is
eh?
weird looking. Oh, that's why they call it Buddha belly.
Yeah, that's right.
It sticks out.
Yeah.
Neat. That's
And then
different.
Then there's this one here that
Pretty leaves.
Yeah, this is nice too. So this will stay fairly short, but that's really taken off since
Wow.
I planted it. That's only been in there for a couple of months. And you asked about this yesterday when we were eating the sausage. This is lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
So there's different varieties, but this is the edible one.
It was in the sausage we had last night. They put it in tom yum soup.
Yeah.
Really, it's like a sour kind of flavored soup. It's really good.
But
though.
it's so good.
It's so good.
And it's we've been my wife will cut it and pound it and boil it up and then cool it. And it's a really refreshing drink.
Oh.
You put a bit with some soda water and ice, or what she's done recently is frozen cubes of it. So you just fill a glass with soda and put a lemongrass ice cube in your drink, and you get this really nice, refreshing drink with it. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds amazing.
yeah, really,
Amazing.
and just like no sugar, no added anything in it. Yeah, that's our dream. That's our aim, is to be able to feed our customers as much as we can from our own garden. Oh, and this is another Thai herb. This is pandan.
Pandan?
Yeah, so they'll pick the leaves. And it's used in different types of things. We used to restaurants closed now, but it was we always used to refer to it as the restaurant we met at, where I first had dinner with my wife, and they used to use this. They'll wrap like a little chicken nibble in this leaf and tie it into a little pocket and then deep fry it, and just with some thick black soy sauce, like a sweet soy sauce. Absolutely fantastic. So you didn't actually eat the pandan, but the aroma is really nice, and they use it in different dishes and I think even drinks too. More papaya. This one's just starting to get some flowers, and so we'll be able to see soon. It depends on the shape of the flower. If they
It reminds me of a zucchini squash. Like the flowers
similar,
come out.
Yeah, and the leaves are kind of similar too. So
Right?
I don't know if it can't be the same family, surely.
Yeah.
But it's kind of similar like that, yeah. Very much
interesting
like the flower. The shape of the flower and the way it comes out is similar, yeah.
I like noticing those differences with plants all over the world, where you can see similarities between other things you've seen. It's like, wow, that's
there's a
really
design
interesting.
element there.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. And then this is something special that my wife bought for me. This is a New Zealand native. This is manuka. So people know about manuka honey.
Yeah, this is a special plant. I mean, I've never seen it. Of course, I've heard of manuka honey. I know a lot of people have, but to see it is really interesting.
Yeah. So I think these are being hybridized in China so that they can grow in a tropical climate. Very hardy. It grows in some pretty barren, harsh situations, like right on the coastlines in New Zealand and that. You'll see photos of it where there's a predominant wind in one direction. It's like this grove of manuka that's just all bending away. Growing some corn, planted a bunch of that recently. That just grows like a weed. It's pretty easy. And then vegetable garden, which is just coming into. I'm probably a little bit late with it this year actually, and getting it going. But I'm not very good at starting seeds and growing seedlings. Some of the tomatoes I've managed okay, but then others we're buying seedlings. So I just bought these at the Sunday market last week. These ones, the Swiss chard, my wife's bought online, via Facebook. Ties do a lot of business on Facebook, so you can get it, order, sort of 5 lots of 10 seedlings, and they get delivered in a day or two. Come very carefully packaged and very healthy. These ones are a few months old now. But I think we got them and it was too hot, and so as the temperatures cool down, they seem to have really taken off. Wow. Yeah, so looking a lot more healthy. And then lots of aubergine eggplants of different shapes and sizes. These are past it now. They should be, but this one is one that when they're good, they're a green colour. Yeah, they grow to around that size. They shouldn't have the bugs and stuff in them, but it's one that's used in the green curry, the Thai green curry.
Oh, they use eggplant for that.
Over there we've got another one that's eggplant, but you might have seen them. You might think they're peas, sweet peas in your meal, and but they're not. They're the same. They're a little bit bigger.
I've seen it. I was wondering what the heck that was.
Really bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again with the Ganku one, the green curry, it's just magic. I never used to like them, and Actually, when I first met my wife, the first time she offered to cook for me, she said, "Oh, I can make you a green curry, a gankio one if you like." And I said to her, "Well, I don't really like the green curry, partly because it had these little bitter eggplants in it. I said, I don't really like the green curry." And she gave me the best answer. She said, "You haven't tried my green curry."
I love that.
So we had a really funny discussion. I said, "Well, you're never going to know if I actually like it or not, because of course I'm going to have to tell you now it's delicious." So we still bring this up 11 years later.
Yeah, that's
But she
cute.
makes the best gankio one. It's really good. She converted me.
She won you over.
Totally won me over, so I married her because of her green curry. So yeah, again, trying to grow what we can to put in the food that we like to make, and she makes a really good green curry. So we usually have it to serve to customers if they want to have dinner here. It's another one that we make as a fusion topping for our pizza, as a gankio pizza. Which is
He makes
nice.
an amazing pizza. He even has his own pizza oven over here.
Yeah,
If you stay at his homestay, you can order a pizza.
come for a pizza, yeah.
Yeah, he had some good Thai fusion pizzas.
And then this is, I don't know what this is called, but this is like a spinach. Well, the whole piece out of there, but this is what I cooked in the eggs for breakfast. But it just grows like crazy where nothing much else seems to grow. This one keeps going, and we had so much of it that I took some out the other day so I could plant some more vegetables, because I can't eat it quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like part of the experience of growing here is really trying to figure out what's going to work in this climate, if they're more like Western style vegetables, or what's the Thai equivalent.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
yeah,
that
and I'm really interested in the Thai equivalent.
Yeah.
So many vegetables, I've got no idea what they're called, but it's like, I don't need to grow spinach, you can grow this.
Right,
Or silver beet. But even saying that, I grew some silver beet here last year. Similar to tomatoes. Tomatoes are used in Thai cooking, but really not traditionally. You'll get them in the bat briwan, the sweet and sour, and a few dishes, but really it's not something that grows easily here, so it's not generally found in the food. And then papaya I just planted in amongst silver beet, and then the chard here's doing real well. But this little patch gets a little bit more shade from these trees here.
Creating some more microclimates and things like that will help.
So if you just look at the chard here, these are the best ones. They get more shade. This gets a little bit less shade. And the ones over there, the two over there, get hardly any shade.
Oh, there you go.
And they're all planted at the same time. And it's all the same soil. They get all the same amount of water, the same amount of attention. But these ones here get a bit more shade. So I know next time.
There's your clue.
Yeah, I know next time, okay. This is the plot for the chard. And I managed to get some marigolds. And there was some more coming up over there the other day that they're just self-seeding now. And I love that. I just want, it's like, come on, marigolds, I love you. Come, keep coming, keep coming.
I love this lattice structure.
This is my hyperbolic paraboloid. Something I would have never learned about unless I had YouTube. And it just, I like to try and do things a little, rather than just sort of making a straight row to grow my cucumber or tomatoes or whatever on, just do it a bit more sort of creatively. And, so it's very strong structure, but looks a bit more interesting than a straight row. So these pomelos, my wife had bought the trees when they were young, and she had them in baskets kind of similar to these but bigger, and we moved them here. So they were a couple of years old when we moved here, and so now they're probably 8, 9 years old, I guess. And they've just provided this abundance of fruit this year. Last year they had virtually no fruit. Previous year they'd had some, but it's nice. And these are they're the pink inside. So usually they're kind of a white colour or kind of just a pale yellow, but these are actually a pink. They're not ripe yet. I picked one the other day.
This is a fun citrus that you don't see in the States that often.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before I came here, These are not very big.
Yeah,
some of them you get huge, but the skin and the pith on them can be that thick.
Wow.
So the fruit inside is not as big as it is on the outside, but
It's like, a grapefruit is probably the closest equivalent.
Yeah.
But it's different than that.
Quite a different flavour to a grapefruit, And grapefruits they need the cold a bit more. Come on over and have a look at the photosynthetic bacteria plant food that we make. Because this is something...
this is another one of your wife's
this is
setups.
My wife got into doing this. I think she must have learned about it online, but it's... she bought a bottle like this, which is it's just like a water bottle. Buy it online, and But once you've got it, you can multiply it. So all of these we've just done recently. This one hasn't worked. So it's photosynthetic, so it needs the sunlight, and it is a microbial, so it's active, it's living. You can make it using just egg, MSG and fish sauce, and I've got a couple of videos on my channel about how to do that from scratch, but if you've got a starter it's easier, it works quicker. So this is just a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks old I think, and sitting in full sun most of the day, and it just activates. It starts off kind of a milky colour, and then once it turns nice and dark like this, it's ready to go. And we put a splash in the bottom of a watering can and apply it to everything and anything. I came here in 2002 from Auckland, New Zealand, where I was raised and born. Some chili pepper, there's a habanero.
Oh, carrots.
And carrots, yeah. Spent probably 16 years living in Chiang Mai, in sort of around the outskirts of in the suburbs. About 9 years ago, it must have been. Been married for a year or two, and my wife just said to me one day, I think we should see about buying some land. It's like, oh, how do we do that? We got no money. Oh, we can work it out. And yeah, so we just started looking around, and then she found someone that was advertising land in this area on a Facebook page, on a Facebook post. The Thais do so much on Facebook, it's crazy. And so we came down here to have a look one day, met this lady who said she was a local. Turned out she was lying through her teeth. She was a land agent from Bangkok. And she was showing us a piece of land just over here, a couple of 100 metres down the road. That, we couldn't raise a mortgage in time, so we lost out on that. And so I said to my wife, why don't you just go down and talk to some of the people, because we love the location. We just fell in love with this area. And I said, you know, you got to go. I can't go with you because the white guy turns up. The price is always high. So she went and picked her mum up and came down here, and it was like an hour drive from our house. And within 2 hours, she was on the phone to me saying, darling, you've got to come and see this piece of land. It's absolutely fantastic. This was it. And she just came down and talked to some of the locals, said, anybody got any land for sale? Because the first time when we came with the land agent, the man that owns the mango orchard there stopped on his motorcycle and was just, hey, what you guys doing? And it's just super friendly, really nice. And so we negotiated with the owner of the land, and he was kind of a little bit reluctant, and then a friend of ours, a friend of Pansa's, who was actually a monk, had suggested, oh, just offer him a little bit more. And so we did that, and it worked. And so we were able to buy it and designed the house, got a contractor, and about a year later we moved in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to move anywhere else
Wow.
ever again.
Wow.
Just love it. It's just, it's our little bit of paradise. And like I said, we run a guest house. We've got 4 guest rooms, and I just love inviting people and to enjoy this. Anybody that comes here, the main thing that we really want is for them to relax and enjoy the peaceful lifestyle and just taste a little bit of what we've got here. We feel blessed every day just to be here and be in this environment and be in this neighbourhood. I've never lived in such a friendly place in all my life. So the village is just up there. You can't see any sign of it. But there's about 60 houses there. And over on the ridge over there, there's a couple of 100 houses.
Wow.
It's another village. When we were building, my wife had to go up and see the Puyo Barn, the village headman, about something. And he actually said to her, you know, you're coming in to our community. And I'd been a little cautious because coming in as a foreigner, there was no other foreigners in the area at the time. And but he said, you know, you'd be part of our community. If somebody stops, if you're working in your garden and somebody stops to have a chat, you stop and have a chat. When there's something in the village or at the temple, you come and join in. When somebody dies, you come to the funeral. And this is how we've been welcomed into this community. And the people are just super friendly. My Thai is not very good. These people speak Northern Thai dialect, which I don't understand much at all. I was listening to a conversation the other day and my wife was there, and these guys were talking. I said, can you understand what they're saying? Because she's not a northerner, she's from middle of Thailand. And she can understand it, but it's a whole other language to me.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much for letting us come over and check out how you're living and all the gardening. It's
really exciting
a lot.
to meet you guys and your wife who really does exist, because I've met her. She doesn't like to be on camera apparently, but yeah, I've watched your videos for quite a few years and really enjoy it. So it's been exciting to meet somebody literally from the other side of the planet.
Yes.
And have you come and stay and do YouTube together.
Yeah, it was an honor to be here and stay with you and learn from you.
Cool.
So thanks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope to see you
welcome.
again too.